Hi, because I have so much stuff I need to get done around here. You may notice in some of my videos there's clutter, which is kind of embarrassing, but um, the thing is that my boyfriend had just recently moved his stuff in here, and we're still working on finding places for things. So you may notice clutter from time to time, but when it all gets all sorted out, this place will be neat. And I'm mentioning that because really it should be the content of what I'm saying that matters, but there's always going to be people that are looking and noticing things, and I just wanted to get that out of the way right now. This video is going to be more for my channel called Spiritually Real, and the reason why the channel was entitled Spiritually Real is because it goes more into, not just all the woo-woo fluffy stuff, which woo-woo fluffy stuff certainly is a part of the spirit. Whenever we think of spiritual stuff, we often think about the meditation, which is a very important thing. We often think about the things that I was actually recording on something else yesterday and didn't work out. The feel-good stuff. And the feel-good stuff certainly is very, very good. But what I'm about to share with you, and I'm going to share with you for a reason, because as I begin to develop and probably becoming more and more feel good, there may be some that's going to look back at some of my more political videos or some of my videos that express some uncomfortable or angry feelings. I'm saying, you claim to be spiritual, but look at you over here. And I'm working towards one day overcoming a lot of these things that trigger me to create these videos. And you may see some videos where you can tell there's a conflict. That one that I said, I'm not going to do what I called Trump tweets anymore because it doesn't feel good to do them. I want to focus more on the spiritual stuff. And I'm not lying. And then I turn around again and start talking political stuff. But what I want to talk to you about right now is that a lot of us do have these battles going on inside. And it can be very, very distracting. And for many, many years, I've allowed those battles to distract me from my goals. And a lot of times, we just allow it to take us down, sink us down. And I'm not saying, from this day forward, I will never sink down again. I am saying that as I struggle through these battles, and as I grow each and every day, and as I become more and more spiritual or holistic, you may notice more of me in the future being the more, people like to say fluffy bunny, or people like to say woo woo, and I always found it rather strange that a lot of people who have discovered things through science or whatever say, this is not woo woo, this is not woo woo, when they, get on YouTube or get on some kind of video. I promise you this is not woo woo, try this. And I'm thinking, well, the woo wooers had already known that this was true, and now you're just confirming it for us. And, but I'm saying this because one day, as I work on my spiritual life and future, and yes, I know I'm 55 and blah, 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 and all the mental battles that go on inside, I may have a following that sees me in the spiritual light, that puts me up on this pedestal. And then I may have someone say, hey, you followers over there, you think she's so great? Look at this. Look at this right here. Look what she did right here. Look what she said right here. She's not that great. And because I'm aware of this, there are times that I think I probably shouldn't show that part of my life. But I'm thinking now that because I'm a strong believer in living in truth, why would I hide it? Those of you in the future that may put me on a pedestal need to know where I came from. You need to know that as I each day focus more and more on the spiritual life and then start expressing my fears, because a lot of my political statements or a lot of statements, where you see anger. There's one that I did several months ago when Mike Johnson was shooting up uh, Dallas, was shooting at Dallas police, that I was very upset and very angry because I worked in that area, you know, and I think I put that on Spiritually Real. And you can say, well, look at her. Yes, look at me. Yes, look at where I came from. And what you haven't had the privilege of seeing, you may hear about because I may tell you. But what many of you have not had the privilege of seeing is where I came from before that. Because there are those of you out there who may get on one day and see me and say, oh, you know what? That's ooh, Penny Harris. Oh my God, she blah 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 blah. And a lot of those she blah 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 were just rumors anyway. You might say, oh my God, that's Penny Longcarig. Yeah, I remember she blah 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 blah. And some of those may be true, but there might be a reason for them. Might be a little bit more than you know about. That's why with my late husband, which I'm now Penny Reagan, when he would start passing judgment on something, I'd say, you don't know the other side. Now, am I going to sit here and try to be sweet? Like, I never pass judgment. I catch myself doing that. I catch myself making these mistakes. Well, maybe they're mistakes, or maybe they're just expressing my own inner fear. The point is there's probably those of you out there in the spiritual world that will look at my political statements or my statements made from maybe my lower selves or my insecurities or my fears. And if you are truly where I want to be, and that's where I overcome that's where the main focus that I have is this wonderful, fantastic connection with the all. But the all is just that, the all, the good, the bad, the ugly, But I have such an understanding or connection that I don't have these fears anymore that pop up from time to time. Where, I make these videos saying, hey, like the one I made today that I've already uploaded, that today is July 28th, 2017, Friday, that I've already uploaded that goes on about what's the president hiding. These are things that express my concerns, my fears in the physical world. That is he hiding something that's going to harm us? Is he hiding something that's going to affect us? That's going to affect me? That's going to affect you? With all those distractions that he does. And these are battles that go on because I want to live the more spiritual world and not worry about what's the president hiding and not pass judgment on the president. It's actually, when I was first starting the videotape this, I was going to put in a part that was going to be more compassionate, but it didn't happen because I was focusing on the fear. Is it a legitimate fear? Well, physically, Yeah, I believe it is because, we see fear as this great evil, many of us in the spiritual world, and fear was actually there to give us a warning. And the reason why I say a lot that there is no good and evil, and then maybe turn around and contradict myself by saying, "Oh, that is bad," or whatever, um, is because in one way, everything is just as it is, and it's how we view it, and it's how it either benefits or harms us, as why we view things as good or evil. What would be the good side of what I see that the president could possibly be doing? Well, if I want to get really, really down into a kind of attitude, I could say, well, you know what? And have kind of the same attitude he has towards Obamacare. If he really puts us in the hole, if he sells us over to the Russians, if he does whatever our worst nightmare is, he will show those who believed in him in the long run. And maybe America will open their eyes to this to see. But there's a possibility that it won't. Now, most of the time, we look at life and we imagine, we fear the worst, we hope for the best, and we end up somewhere in the middle. And sometimes we end up something better than what we thought the best was. And sometimes we end up something worse than we thought. And, certainly when my husband had passed away 4 years ago, and then I lost my home soon after, it was worse. But what happens in our lives and what we do with it is what makes the difference. And if the difference is what we want it to be, or the difference is what we fear it to be, that depends on us. We may or may not realize that. We may not always control the wind, but we do control the sails. I've heard that before, and there's a lot of truth to it. I can't always control what goes on around me, but I do control how I feel about it, how I act or I react towards it. I control how it affects me, whether or not I realize it. And it's the same with you. Whatever happens in your life, you control what you do with that. You control how you react towards it. You control how it affects you. Now, you may say, well, how can I control how this affects me? Because this happened and I did not want it to affect my life this way, but it did. And that may be true in this area. But the effect that it has directly on you, is it going to make you stronger or weaker? Are you going to see the benefits or only the part that harms you? Are you going to become more loving? Or are you going to become angry? Or are you going to become fearful and, hate the world? These are your decisions. And often the decisions you make a difference in what happens as you go forward. I have decided that I'm going to go ahead and confront my conflictions. And if there is somebody who is spiritually ahead of me, who is looking at the more political things that I'm saying and passing judgment on it, she's not really that spiritual because I'm this and this and this and this. And she's not because she may be here over here, but she's here over here and she's two-faced. Then you're passing judgment on me and you may not be where you think you are. And if you are doing that, you're not where I want to be. Am I saying that I don't pass judgment? I just pass judgment on you. If you are the person doing that, I just pass judgment on you. But that's not where I want to be. I want to be where I look and I can see what I can see beyond. And I have that capability, and I know that you out there, whether or not you realize that you do too. I was talking to my mother yesterday about my grandmother. And my grandmother is someone that a lot of people see a certain way, but I see beyond. And Mom looked at me and said, "You never looked at it this way. You have a way of looking at things differently." Because the way I looked at her was through spiritual eyes and not through the eyes that society brainwashed, this is the way it is, eyes. And when I do that, and I can see things differently, they're not as scary. And I can see it with compassion in love. And when I run across a case like the battle that's going on through me right now with the president, I can't put the word president in front of his name. That's one of my struggles with Trump. I ask myself a question without turning into what I call a Trumpster, without being blind to what he's doing in his actions and the positive reasons why. Can I see beyond that? Can I see him spiritual? Can I see his fears, his insecurities, his heartaches? Can I feel for this man? I may not approve of what he's doing, but I do see a little beyond that. I see someone who wants to be accepted by all people, and that's an area that I can understand because I've gone through that, but I'm learning that that cannot happen. And as for people who understand the Christian lifestyle, which I'm not a Christian, even Christ was not accepted by all people. No matter what you do, there's going to be those who are against you. You can't be accepted by all people. And the harder you try to be, the more frustration you're going to have. No matter how much I grow spiritually, no matter how many people I help, there's going to be somebody who's going to be looking at it through different glasses. And they're going to criticize me in certain areas. And if I did it their way, there's going to be somebody over here who's going to criticize me in those areas. Because we're not all the same people, and we all see things differently. So I can't worry about those who are not going to see things the way I see them. I can't worry about those who are going to criticize my actions. But if I truly want to be true to me, I have to do that and go forth boldly into this world, being true to myself, the good, the bad, the ugly. Being honest with myself in all areas, not just the woo-woo fluffies and not just the criticals, but being compassionate in those areas that I fall short in my eyes. And in doing that, I can say this. Trump, if you was to watch every video that I've made that your name is mentioned. You will probably, at least at this point in time, and maybe even in the future, hear more criticism from me than anything because you represent my views. And I am not saying that I'm going to stop right now because I'm not ready. I'm not there. Right now, when I look at you, I see a man who wants to be accepted by everybody but doesn't know how to be. The good thing I see, believe it or not, is the very thing that a lot of people criticize you on. And that's that you want to bypass the bullshit. And yes, in some areas, because I really believe you are hiding things that can harm us, you give bullshit. What I mean is that with your clanging and your clunking and your pointing this way and that way in order to keep us to see what's going on, at least that's my belief as to why you're doing that. With your not knuckling down to what everybody is telling you to do, to what everybody is telling you is proper, with your not stopping what people say is improper. And since you and I can connect with that, because even though many of us don't like what we're seeing, at least what we're seeing is real. You may be hiding something in your actions, but you're exposing who you are. Whether or not I like who you are. And therefore, the few that do follow you, they follow you seeing this. Or whether or not they really want to open their eyes to who you are. People who follow me, I want them to know me, the good, bad, the ugly. I don't want them to put me on this pedestal only for me to fall off and land on my butt because they've discovered a few things about me, or things about me in my past that didn't match up to the pedestal they put me on. I want them to see all of me. But I think the thing that you're hiding, Mr. Trump, is something that you don't want to face with yourself. And you may disagree with me, you may argue with me, and it doesn't matter if you do. Because even if I'm wrong, this is my opinion, and until I see something that will change it, that's the way it's going to be. What I think that you're hiding is your insecurities, or you're trying to hide your insecurities, but without knowing it, every time you try to hide it, it stands out, it blinks, it's just so, yeah. And I know how that feels, and I know the pain, and I know the pain of wanting to be accepted. And for you, Mr. Trump, I hope, not just for you, but for the world, that you can open your eyes and you can understand your true self, your true nature. Because if you understood genuine love, if you understood it and you expressed it, it doesn't make you a snowflake. Although snowflakes in and of itself are very beautiful, it makes you stronger. If you understood genuine love, you would understand others better. You would actually genuinely care. And I can almost guarantee you, you would actually become a really, really good present. I'm sorry. And I want you all to understand that I'm going through my struggles. And you will see it. And the good thing about it is that there are many of you who go through the same struggles, and you can learn to, instead of fighting with them, understand them. That doesn't mean, okay, since I have this struggle and now I understand you, I'm going to hate the world and all of you must die. It means look at it with love and compassion. It doesn't mean to excuse unacceptable behavior, but to learn from where it comes from. I'm not saying excuse unacceptable behavior. I'm not saying it's okay if Trump harms America. But I'm saying I can be a lot more compassionate when I see where it's coming from. And I want you guys to see where I'm coming from, because you may be going through the same struggles yourself. Thank you.